Hey, um, I just wanted to be genuine and real for a minute here. I'd like to point out that I'm not reading from any script or anything. Um, this is coming from me. There's no script in front of me that I'm reading from. So yeah, a little bit of backstory. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but here's the short version, basically. Um, I ran away from home and I ended up in the emergency room. And then I went to a psychiatric hospital, a mental hospital. So I went to a mental hospital and I spent roughly 4.5 days there. And I wanted to express in this video what I learned at the mental hospital. So, yes, this was a pretty serious event in my life. And first of all, I just wanted to start off by saying that most people that go to a mental hospital, they're not like they're not crazy and weird like most people may believe. All right. There are some exceptions, but at the end of the day, they're all just people. They're all just people going through different hardships and difficulties, difficult times in their life, uh, hard times in their life. And another thing is, I don't want to die. Like, I really don't want to die. And, life is precious. I don't want to die, and I want to be able to make it through whatever it is that I'm going through. I want to make it through to the other side. I just want to be okay. I just want to live a normal life. I really don't want to die. I just want to be okay. I just want to be okay. I want to I just want to get through whatever it is. Whatever it is that I have to get through. I just want to get through. I don't want to I don't want to end it. And it's easier to grasp that realization when you're facing death straight on, basically. Another thing is that it's good to get away from your family for a while. It's good to be on your own for a while. And not just to meet new people, but also to meet the person that you become when you're away from them, when you're away from home. Meet the person that you become when you're, around strangers, around friends you haven't met yet, basically. Because sometimes we get too comfortable when we're at home all the time, and you don't really know yourself as well as you could if you're unless you're put in like a strange new place with strange new people. And yeah, I mean, when I first got there, when I first got to the mental hospital, I was as unconfident as I've ever been in my life. I wasn't sure about being there, and I could hardly look people in the eye. I could hardly look people in the eye. But after a couple days, you know, um, I didn't hate it. Like, I didn't hate being there. Like, I felt like I was becoming more confident, like getting my confidence back a little bit. I felt more comfortable around the other people. Um, I was talking to people more, I was more talkative. I even laughed a few times, I even laughed a few times. It was, I got more comfortable with the whole thing, got more comfortable being around these strangers, being away from home, that kind of thing. Um, so yeah, I think I was like right before coming home, I my confidence was really, really high. Like I felt like my confidence was really high, and I'm actually glad I went. Another thing is, let me wait for this truck to go by real quick. Anyways, another thing I learned is that it's good to get away from social media sometimes. It's good to get away from the screens and the technology and the, social media. You know, clear your head, focus on things that are physically in front of you, and not be so distracted. Um, Develop social skills outside of the internet, of course. And, social media, it's not just an extra part of our lives. For some of us, it's an addiction. For some of us, it's an addiction. And to fully listen to what someone is telling you, to fully listen to what someone is saying to you, it's not just about having an open mind, but it's also about letting go of your expectations and desires about the conversation. Thinking about what you're going to say next instead of fully listening to that person. When you can let go of your expectations and desires while someone is talking to you, then you can fully listen to what they're saying. And of course, in that case, you can be vulnerable to manipulation. So, to avoid getting manipulated, you want to question what's being told to you. You want to question what they're saying. You want to ask yourself, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to me? You want to ask yourself that. And another thing I learned is that the relationship that I was involved in, the relationship with my girlfriend that I was involved in for 2 years, I came to some realizations about that too. We played bingo on Christmas Eve. I was there until December 25th, so I came home on Christmas. But on Christmas Eve, December 24th, we played bingo, and I almost won the bingo game. I came really close, but we did play bingo. And the topic for the bingo game was healthy relationships. Healthy relationships. So we'd get these cards, these bingo cards, and it said healthy relationships. And the categories on these cards were a bunch of positive things that contribute to a healthy relationship, and of course, a bunch of negative things as well. There were some negative things as well that contribute to a not so healthy relationship, like red flags and that kind of thing. So there were positive things and negative things on the cards that related to healthy relationships. And while looking over these cards, I realized that my girlfriend, the girl that I'd been involved with in a relationship with for 2 years, she held none of the traits for any of the positive things on these cards, on these healthy relationship cards. She did not fall under any of the positive categories on these cards. Yet, she fell under every single one of the negative categories. So yeah, that was kind of a big realization for me. And at the end of the day, I feel like I made the right decision by getting that toxic negative influence out of my life. And another thing I learned is that any, how do I say this? Any negative mindset that you adopt, like any negative mindset about life in general that you adopt, about life, about people, about whatever the case may be, whatever negative mindset that you adopt in your late teens and your early adult years, or whichever, we need to realize that those negative mindsets that we adopt at such a young age, they are just phases. It's just a phase. It's just a phase. A phase that will end. That negative mindset that you adopt, it's just a phase that will end. I was told recently that our brains are not fully developed until age 26. So I've still got a lot of ways to go before age 26. So I believe that any negative mindset that I've had in recent memory, or even as recently as a week ago, I know it's just a phase, and it will pass. Negative mindsets don't last forever, unless you let them. And one last thing I learned before I end this video is that sometimes socialization is a better medicine than antidepressants. Socialization is a better medicine than antidepressants sometimes. So yeah, I think I want to leave it at that. I think I've said everything I want to say. And yeah, thanks for listening to what I have to say. Peace out.